Okay, today I'll be presenting my project on the determinants of high-speed internet access in West Virginia. High-speed internet access is important to West Virginia because as the world comes to more be of a digital world, West Virginia is lagging behind in its adoption of high-speed internet. Some of the challenges faced by the adoption of high-speed internet in West Virginia is that West Virginia is a very rural state and many people just don't even want internet. They don't see a reason to have it and they don't purchase it. So my research question is going to be identifying key determinants of high-speed internet adoption and policy implications for digital inclusion. I'll be using, for my methodology, I'll be using OLS regression analysis, using ACS data from 2013 to 2019 at the Puma region level. My regression is based on the binary high-speed level. My first beta is personal income, which is logged for address the skewedness of personal income, looking at it at the individual over time. Next, I have education, looking at the individual over time. This includes about these includes this includes binary variables, which include has completed some college, has completed college, or has just completed high school. Next, I have internet, which looks at the individual over time, which include which is a binary variable which includes has no internet or has free internet. Next, I have X, which looks like the individual over at the Puma level over time. This includes variables such as male, the number of people in the household, white, marital status. Next, with marital status being a binary variable for being, are you separated? Do you, are you married? Have you ever been married? Are you widowed? Next, I have controls for fixed effects I factored the year over time, so 2013 to 2019. I also factored the Puma regions, looking solely at the Pumas. For demographic and economic characteristics, the average personal income in the study is 40,142.57 cents with a diverse range of educational attainment, meaning that there's a wide range of education levels within West Virginia. The majority of the study is 96% white. Internet access is not universally available. 3% of the sample have free internet access, while 22% have no access at all. The average age of the individuals of the sample is relatively high at 56 years old, and it is and the sample is predominantly white with 51%. For my results, I found that high personal income and education levels are positively correlated with high-speed internet adoption. This makes sense because you have more income, you can purchase more expensive internet, which high speed usually is. Education levels also make sense because as you gain more education, you can get more income, which will allow you to purchase more internet. Having free internet access is negatively correlated with broadband adoption, as individuals with free internet access are less likely to adopt high-speed broadband. This makes sense because if you already have internet, why would you want to purchase more, especially if it's free? You got to have really good incentive, like it's got to be a lot faster, or your internet's got to be really slow. You could also being male and being separated are negatively correlated with high-speed broadband adoption. Being male is interesting. I believe being male is negatively correlated because West Virginia is more of a blue-collar state and is known for being rural, like doing activities outside. Males are more likely to do activities outside, so maybe they're less likely to purchase internet because they're outside doing activities. You can also being separated are negatively correlated with high-speed broadband adoption. Being separated makes sense as well, because if you're separated, you may have went through a divorce, where you had to pay a lot of money, or you just have less income overall after not having a husband or a wife. The number of people in the household positively influences likelihood of adopting high-speed broadband adoption. This makes sense for me as well. My theory behind this is that the relatively high age of West Virginia being 56, I think there's a lot of empty nesters. And with this, I think if you have more people in your household, you're probably a younger group of people who have children, and you probably grew up with the internet, so you want faster internet. And also your children also want faster internet, so you purchase it. Next is my conclusion. I found that personal income, education, gender, household size, marital status, and internet access are significant factors influencing broadband adoption in West Virginia. The limitations on this study include that because this study is only done in West Virginia, it cannot be necessarily applied to other rural regions or any regions other than West Virginia. Some policy implications include enhancing household incomes, generating more income, going ways to generate more income for West Virginians would increase high-speed internet adoption, promoting education and digital literacy. If people want internet or they just have a higher education, which leads to more income, that would lead to increased adoption of high-speed internet. We also need to address gender disparities, with males being less likely to adopt high-speed internet. That's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if they're blue-collar workers who don't need internet on the job, but it does need to be looked at in these policy implications. We also we need to ensure internet access and consider household side and marital status. Household side seems to be really important as, like I said, there's maybe a lot of empty nesters and maybe need to figure out why older people don't feel the need for internet. Marital status is also interesting as well as we can see that some of these factors could combine together, like being male and marital status separated, that could be really less likely to purchase internet. For future research, we can delve deeper into causal relationship and assess the impact of specific policy interventions and explore similar challenges in other regions to inform policy efforts on digital inclusion and economic growth. I could see one good future research question would be to look at areas surrounding West Virginia. There's 5 states that touch West Virginia, that border West Virginia. So I think it could be important to look at those states and see if that as you move further away from West Virginia, does the this high-speed internet adoption increase? Thank you for your time and have a good day.